Another day. I've got a buddy that builds lots of cool cars and stuff, and he had some extra parts kicking around that he said he could have, so we're gonna go and pick them up. So this is a killer Cuda Mike is building. It's got a stock small block in it. Actually, it's a 500-inch 700 horsepower wedge. And then over here, he's got lots of odds and ends of parts that are taking up space, valuable space in his shop, and he wants them to go away. So I'll stick them in the abyss of parts that I have. And here's another car in Mike's shop, a really nice 70 Barracuda. It's got a 383 in it. He's looking to sell this one. It's a really nice, clean driver car. And it's kind of tight in here, so I'll give a little bit of a shot, but this is what it is. He built some really nice high-end diesel, old truck conversions, power wagons, etc. Very talented. So today's video was supposed to be about going to pick up or look at and maybe buy a parts car for the Whale, the wagon. It's a two-door hardtop, 64 New Yorker, 413. A friend went and looked at it just under a year ago. It was for sale. He didn't buy it. And so he gave me the address. I went by there. The car's still sitting there. It's under a tarp. But the owners have gone south for the winter and then won't be back till March. So that was kind of a bust. Thought I would do just a short little clip of the 4 cars in the shop here, basically as a coming attractions. These are cars that we will be working on in the future on this channel, but they're currently in limbo. So the first one here is a 1968 Charger RT 440 4-speed car. I originally bought this car in 1989, January 4th, I believe. Back then, the car cost me $400. But even by 1989 standards, it was a real piece of junk. Like every panel needed work. So about 20 years ago, maybe just over, right around 2000, 2001, I did all the metal work on the car. I had a friend's shop do, him and his buddy do a paint job on it. We went black that time, kind of like a bullet theme. Of course, the car had a white interior, but anyway, I drove it like that for about 10 years. And then decided to go back to red. This is PP1 red, the original color. So this car was originally the red with a black vinyl top, a white stripe, and a white interior. It's buckets, console, power steering, power disc brakes. It was built on December 19th of 67. And so it originally came with an inland 4-speed shifter. But ever since I've been driving it, I put the Hurst style shifter. So, and then this last, going back to red here, my brother was taking auto body in the local college and needed something to work on. So we shipped the car out over to where he's at, which is locally here. And he stripped it down to bare metal again and then repainted it this color here, the original color. And this was his first time doing body and paint, and only time basically, because he decided not to go into it. But he did a really nice job. I'm not sure if you can see it on the side, but the car is very straight. So it's got the it's got a 410 Dana 60 in it. I ran it with a 67 426 Hemi. But I'm probably going to go, I'm not sure if I'm going to go Hemi again, like a stroker. Or, because I have one sitting I bought years ago. Or go back to a 440 or a 440 stroker. You see the factory hump there. And you know, assorted parts inside the car. So it's all rust free, you know, now. And it's just awaiting my attention to put it back together. It's probably been sitting like this in the state for about, I hate to admit, probably 13 years. I've been just buying and building other cars, and I really didn't get to it, but this is something I really need to do, because actually a 68 Charger RT is my favorite car. Ideally, a Hemi 4-speed 68 RT would be my, if I could only have one car. Anyway, had this car a long time, and we'll get to it here one of these days. So the next car in here is a 1964 Plymouth Belvedere. Two-door hardtop. This car is originally sold new here in Kelowna, British Columbia. Originally it was a 3-teen car automatic. I put a 440 in it with Trick Flow 270 Max Wedge heads and Max Wedge cross ram and carburetors, and kept the push button. This car is still original paint, except for 3 panels. We had to repaint 3 panels. The hood was rusted through, and the trunk lid was damaged, and 1/4 panel was damaged from a accident in a storage yard. It was backed into by a semi-trailer. So for the most part, original paint. The rest of the paint we matched. We I wanted it to look like a super stock, an original Max Wedge super stock, just pulled out of a barn. So I had my friend, he hand lettered it, painted the letters. I got some stickers to put on there, and we called it Mad Max. It's kind of hard to film here, just because it's so tight in the shop. But I think I achieved the look I was after. I even got reproduction pie crust cheater slicks on the back. It's about it's a 3500 stall torque converter, stage 2 automatic, and I run the exhaust, the stock carburetors and manifolds and air cleaners. Okay, this is the engine for Mad Max. It's a 440 bottom end, just a 10-to-1 flat top motor. Trick Flow 270 heads, which are beautiful. They're an awesome head. They come CNC ported and everything. So these are Max Wedge port, and then this is the original. These are original Max Wedge exhaust manifolds. These are original 750 CFM Max Wedge carburetors, and this intake and the air cleaners are also original Max Wedge. I managed to find this stuff locally, used for sale, and I wanted to be somewhat authentic clone. It's an awesome street car. You would think with 2 750 CFM carburetors, you know, you'd have bogs or what, but it's really snappy off the idle. We jetted it to the factory jetting, all the carburetors, which were, you know, of course, is all staggered jetting, you know, to compensate, or, you know, for the different runner lengths in the manifold. Anyway, we should hopefully have this car. I've got a brand new short block, a rebuilt short block 10-to-1 here that I'm going to put in there. And it's got a big roller cam. So pretty much what this car needs is just switch out the short block and then assemble all the other parts back on it. Hopefully I can get that done before summer, but I've got a long list. And we'll do more complete features out in the daylight with each one of these cars in a future episode. And of course, we'll document all the work we're doing on them. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. So another car that doesn't need any introduction, of course, is the iconic 71 Plymouth Cuda. This is an original 340 car in FE5 red. Originally had a white interior, and it is a black billboard car from the factory. The rear wing and the rubber bumpers were added, and of course, so was the shaker hood. That is an AMD shaker hood. So I bought this car about 5 years ago. I bought it from a buddy who built it. He did the paint and body and the driveline and everything. He eventually got tired of the car because, to be honest, everything he bought for it, he had problems with. And he just had a bad taste in his mouth for the car, and he was just done. So I figured I was a sucker for punishment, and I took over. So a little rundown on what's in here. This is an aluminum block 572 Hemi built by with the Indy cylinder heads. A little brain fart there. It's fully port injected. It's around 800 horsepower. It is backed up by a Chrysler 18 spline 4-speed transmission, but it's got the Passon overdrive gear set in it. My buddy would have went with the aluminum Passon 5-speed, but the delays were endless and he didn't want to wait. It's a non-rally dash car originally, but like I said, it is an original 71 Cuda 340. This one mechanically is good to go. I have a bit of upholstery touch-ups to do, and just lots of little stuff to put together on it, but it does. Oh, and I also bought new door panels for it. These are the ones that Classic Industries sell, and they're beautiful. They're just like factory. The ones that were in here before, when I bought the car, were a different brand, and they were terrible. So they always bugged me, so I got rid of them. So basically, this car runs and drives. It just needs the interior and door panels put in. I got a couple items, like I said, on the upholstery to get fixed. And then I got to paint the rear wing. It had it's a reproduction wing, and it had lots of ripples in it. So even in the satin black paint, you could see the ripples. So I was just going to, sand it out, smooth it out with some filler, and then respray that. But not a huge deal. And here's the back end. But like I said, it's an original red, white interior, 340 automatic car, factory billboards. And it's a beast. It's got aluminum Dana 60 in it. The whole car, Hemi and everything, weighs 3,540 pounds. So pretty much what you expect a small block to weigh. It's got TTI headers and TTI 3-inch exhaust. Anyway, this car is a handful to drive, and it's a lot of fun. I've just got rallies on it now, just as rollers. The wheels and tires that were on this car are on the green 70 Charger, which I've shown you. They're Mickey Thompson drag radials in the back. And this thing smokes those up like nothing on the street anyway. So hopefully I have this car going this summer. Like I said, it doesn't need a whole lot. It just needs time. My friend Mike, he gave me those parts today. He's putting together that Cuda I showed you. He wants to grudge race me. He's trash talking me already with his 700 horse I think it's just a 500-inch wedge, and with an automatic. So no doubt a fast car. I'll probably have problems with the launching part of things, but anyway, it's all fun. So I'm sure you can tell in the videos, these cars are quite dirty. In fact, they're filthy. Reason is, this last summer, we were on evacuation alert for forest fires, and I had to move all my cars, and most of them for about a month and a half, sat outside. And then when we got them back, I didn't have time to wash all the cars before we put them in here. So this is how they are. Anyway, that's it for today's video, and thanks for watching.